Hello and welcome to LearningEngineer.com, where we engineer learning for efficiency. My name is Michael Langdon, and today I want to take the next step in our SlideShow. So as you can see, I'm loading the latest one, and so we have Welcome to SlideShow. We have our previous next buttons, our audio controls. So now if I click next, you'll see that I've added some animation to the slides so that they slide in from right to left if I click next, and they slide left to right if I click previous. So nothing fancy. So what I want to do is kind of show you how this works. So here we have the next. This is the function for the next button. And so when we click on next, this is the next button. This is the previous button, of course. This is what happened. Now what's changed from the last time I showed you this to this time is this little line of code right here. So it sets the integer ID or the interval ID to equal set interval move bitmap right to left 1. So this is the function. So this is basically a timer. Okay, so we set the interval of our timer. This is the function that the timer calls every time it runs, and this is how frequently it does it. So it's doing it every 1 millisecond. And I need this because when I want to stop the timer, I need this interval ID to do so. And then of course on previous click I have the same thing, but in this case it's running a function that says move bitmap left to right and every 1 millisecond. So let's go down to the functions. So here's move bitmap right to left. So first I set a variable equal to the image's x. Oh, I did forget one thing. I should show you that. Here we have the previous one set at a -800, and here we have it set at a +800. So each one, when they first start out, are starting out off of the screen, or off of the stage, I should say, or canvas. So they start off the canvas and then they're going to move back one way or the other. So when the move bitmap right to left, remember that one starts at 800. So the upper right hand or the upper left hand corner starts at 800. So the image is completely off the canvas or the stage. Then it says BMP equals BMPX minus 10. So every time it runs, it's going to take its current location and subtract 10 from it. Now, when we get to the if thing, it says if this original, and so what it says is if this original one, if this WSTP is less than 0, then I want it to set the BMP X position to 0. I should have a semicolon there. And then I want to clear the interval. I want to stop the timer, and this is what I have to use the interval ID number for, so it knows which timer to stop. And then I tell the stage to update. So if it's less than 0, I tell it to stop. Now you see down here, I tell it if it's greater than 0 to stop. And that's because we're moving left to right. So we're starting out as -800. So if it goes past 0, we want it to stop. We want it to reset back to 0. Then we want to clear the interval. So we want to stop the timer once again. So as you can see, it's very simple. Not a lot of trying to figure out tweens. I tried to use tweens, never worked. So this is what I had to come up with. And besides, this is important. This is okay for you to use because it has the timers. And if you use tweens, generally my understanding is that you have to use timers anyways. So what's the point? Just use the timer, set the X's so that they minus 10 from each time. And you can even change this to make it speed up or slow down. If I set it to 100, you'll see what happens here. So as you can see, it's very fast. So that's how you add animation, or that's how I added animation to my slideshow in HTML5. Have a great day.